citizens, it wouldn't really be a Saturday morning if we didn't do some sort of a broadcast. You sits might have been expecting Saturday morning 7 TV. Well, bad news. The judges are in charge this morning and there is no Saturday morning 7 TV. It has been cancelled. Only for today, mind you. Carl and I do like to take the odd Saturday morning off and do other things, but because you lovely peeps are always there, we thought, well, you know what, we might as well have a video lurking for them. And we've been meaning to record a couple more videos recently. Time just hasn't been on our side. After all, this is a hobby, as much as the hobby is a hobby. So let's crack on, because obviously with your bowl of cereal sat there and your coffee, your disappointment has already mounted that there is no beautiful Carl beside me this morning. So let's fill that hollow, empty, dark void with shiny Judge Dredd stuff. One of the things that we have been talking about a lot recently is, of course, Judge Dredd. He's over there. There he is. The Tabletop Miniatures game from Warlord under the Rebellion license, etc. All those lovely relevant logos are there, and we are in fact embarked on a big project for that. Best not say too much about that yet. We'll see what we can say when we can say it, shall we? But what they didn't say we couldn't do was show you all the shiny things. So let's do that. Let's show you all the shiny things, shall we? And let's lose the lid. Because whilst that's immensely fun, it's also really hard to hear and see and do. So, lid away. Now, this isn't an unboxing video. We're not going to have time for that, okay? There's too much stuff here. This is, if you like, a little taster, a little tease, a little, ooh, have a look at my box of magic tricks. You can't touch them though. You can only look. Kicking off is, of course, the Judge Dredd I Am the Law starter set box. Now, there's a very good chance that this is actually locked out and frozen. We probably edited that. So, if you're wondering why the screen suddenly jumped or something, it's because we edited that. It wasn't important, don't worry about it. The Judge Dredd, I Am the Law starter set. Oh, it's the big box, and it is a very pleasant big box. It is filled with loads of stuff, which we will in due course show you. There's a little picture at the back, ignore the halo light, which keeps flying in because everything's still in lovely cellophane. Still in lovely cellophane. You get 2 judges, you get a set of gangers, you get some cardboard terrain, you get a paper mat, big paper mat to out, which is very nice, double-sided as well, so 2 different parts of Mega City 1. You get your softback rule book, you get all your counters, you get all your cards, you get a nice set of transfers as well for sticking on the buildings and things like that as well. But it's definitely enough to kick you off quite nicely for 2 little players, or just one greedy person who wants it all for themselves, because it's not that expensive. Okay, staring at the map there is, on the screen, is actually the map folded up. Obviously we've left there because it conveniently has all the logos on it. Oh, look at that, it's logo time. You know, because I'm sure they'll be like pleased that we're not just kind of going, look at all the shiny things, and not giving out their branding. So there's the branding, all of it. Pretty much, yeah, it is all of it. Yay! So what else can we show you? Let me going to rattle through these because obviously it's not live, so can't see your comments, can't interact with you. It's hollow and empty. I've forgotten what it's like to do these. Denizens of Mega City 1. Okay, so this is a box of various baddies and fun people for you to play with. They're all in the rulebook. Pretty much everything that's released and is to be released is still in the rulebook. I don't think they've exceeded the rulebook's contents as yet in releases. But those there to get you going. These are more notorious bad guy characters rather than like generic gangers and things like that. So a little bit more of a challenge for the judges. Let's set that over there, shall we? Hey, let's look at this guy. SJS Judge Gearhart, character from the comics as well. He's taken a load of blastings and shootings and whatnot. He's more cyborg now than anything else. He really doesn't like Joe Dredd. The SJS can, of course, essentially go up against the judges as well, but you can have them in as allies too. They've got their own little quirks. They've got their own unique Lawmaster, and of course their own costume. The costume for the SJS does sort of hark back a little bit. It's a bit more old school, sort of comic. The judges' uniform has had a few changes. The bikes and that have changed, whereas the SJS have stayed fairly true. They really like their skulls. This is the skull contribution to the Warlord Games range. Should actually say about that one as well that the mounted, non-mounted, it's the same figure, but you know, if you were being kind of clever, you could use one mounted as an SJS Judge and the other one as Gearhart. What's next? It's like a treasure trove of excitement. I'm not even planning what's coming up. This is a huge lump of resin, and we've actually painted one of these. It's way over here. Will I lean over and get it? Ooh. Okay, so that's it there, painted up. The hover van comes with a pile of decals that you can kind of do it up to be a number of different things. Obviously, recycle, is the way to go, because they recycle everything except the soul. But yeah, that is a big, hefty chunk of resin with its flying stand. Vehicles are in the rules. I don't know, it's the only part of the rules where I kind of go, you know, you've kind of given us so much, and then you just feels like we kind of stop a little bit shy with vehicles. They could be a little bit cooler, but they're sufficient. It is a tabletop miniature skirmish game. I suppose they're not really picturing vehicles being a lot, but I don't know. I'd quite like my Pat wagons and H-wagons and Manta Prowl tanks in there, so, you know, yeah. Warlord, a few more vehicle rules, please. Anti-chapers, get the pen out. Write a wee, you know, I don't know, expansion. Anyway, that's lush. Speaking of not many vehicles, here's some more vehicles. The Cursed Earth Raiders. Now, I do like this little set. I have this one myself. Again, they're that kind of resiny, plasticky, kind of weirdy stuff, but very crisp, very nice, very easy to put together, and just class-looking models. These are Desperados that have either, you can have it, they've come over from the Cursed Earth, or of course, you can have your adventures and tabletop games in the Cursed Earth. So, there's that. Metal figures. Limited edition lunch. Boom, boom, boom. They sent special things because we are special. So this is your block gang. Okay, so you get a block gang in the starter bag anyway. Nice plastics. These are metals of them. Gangers are gangers. You can do some conversions. You can paint them up different ways. Gang colours, block colours, things like that there. Different ones being the different superpositions. The ranks, you buy them in bunches and gangs, and dubs and that don't last very long in the game, so you probably want to have a few gangers floating about. What about Mutant Sky Raiders? Eh? They look kind of lush too, don't they? Now, you can probably already see why I like this set, because they've got Sky Surfers, and anyone can ride a Sky Surfboard. So I mean, if you had more of these, like 2 boxes, you could probably do a judge doing one, because judges are all trained to use these too. So, you know, and you can commandeer vehicles. Members of the vehicle rules needed a wee. They're pretty good, and one of the pretty good bits is you can jump on and start smacking people and stuff like that. Get free attack if you're a judge. So yeah, do like this, and I've got to say this is probably one where having a couple be nice, and then again the vehicles can be used by the gangers and things too. So not just Mutant Sky Raiders. Mutants might end up kind of going on to movement bases and being on the ground, and these might be used by Chopper, Merlin, Shakespeare. What about this? I think we've showed you this already, to be honest, and can't remember if I showed you it on the Facebook page. If we haven't, I apologise. If we have, I apologise. And follow us on the Facebook page. Likes are like hugs, but you don't have to touch us because you can't. COVID. I love this. I love the fact they've put a Cadet Judge I love the fact that in the rules you can have a cadet and you can have a rookie. So you can have the guy going out or the girl going out doing their sort of last day test before becoming a full street judge. But the gold in this, the pure gold, is the classic Lawmaster. I really want all my judges to be on classic Lawmasters. Don't take this wrong, Rebellion. I mean, you know, artists are skillful people, but I really don't like the new Lawmasters. And I still am a bit annoyed because there's no Quasar Laser. Quasar Laser? Ooh, poetry. Cyclops Laser. That's it, isn't it? Yeah, the Cyclops Laser. Mark 1 bikes, didn't have the Cyclops. Marks 2, did. Mark 3, don't. Because apparently it was judicial overkill. Who are they to know? Again, nice little set in that you're getting the cadet mounted, cadet on foot. So, value for money wise, you're getting two different figures here. Okay, you can have it as the same person if you want, but if you want to pull out the stops, because you can use a token whenever somebody dismounts. Lawmasters have AI. They generate action ships. So yes, you can command them to run around the battlefield doing stuff for you on their own. Nice set. Is 3 too many? I mean, 3's about probably the most judges will be able to table at once points wise, because, you know, they're not cheap, especially when you go for the skilled ones. And they're Lawmasters you have to pay for too, mind you. 3 probably is overkill, but 3 would be enough. Okay, Arch Villains of Mega City 1. This is a beaut set as well. And even if this appeals to you at no other level than Fanboy Girl, this is one you're going to want to pick up because they have just opened up the box and went, let's stick a pound of coal in this box and just walk away. Walk away into the night. So we have Robot Evil Tyrant Overlord, second Robot Rebellion kind of job. We've got Orlok, the famous Sov judge who infiltrated the city and done lots of bad stuff like Blockmania and things like that. We've got Judge Grice, slightly more recent, Escape from Titan, led an insurrection, cool stuff like that there, killed a pile of members of the Council of Five. We have, of course, the ultimate Judge Death. Where are the other Dark Judges? Just saying. Just saying. And of course, we've got Mean Machine Angel. Where are the other members of the Angel Gang? I'm not saying that to anybody in particular. Warlord games. But, you know, part of a gang. All of these are essentially parts of a gang, except for Orlok. Orlok is an army. And he killed Judge Giant. And for that, we will never, ever forgive him. Let's take a moment to think about Judge Giant. Okay, moment over. Right. Next box is another box of coal. As I was saying, the next box is another box of coal. It's Street Judges. Don't you love technical glitches? That was Untitled Chapter. I took a drink, okay? Street Judge box. It's another box of coal. It's filled with judges. Just filled with judges. Look at them. All the judges. What can we point out to note here? We have Judge with the Law Rod. We have a Judge with the Widowmaker. We've two judges with their Lawgivers. One of them, I think, is kind of reloading. This one has his respirator down for the use of stum gas and the likes. And this judge has the day stick. Gotta remember, it's called a day stick. I keep making a terribly inappropriate mistake when I name that particular weapon. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's a nice set of figures. So yeah, you want these. All of them. Stump gun would have been good. Would like a stump gun. There's a card for it. Just saying. Anyway, we're nearly there. In a world where everyone keeps getting concerned about things being inappropriate, isn't it wonderful to know that we can still have the League of Fatties? Ah yes, 2-ton Tony Tubbs. We need him as well, Warlord. Think of this as a wish list more than a showcase, perhaps. League of Fatties, nor famous go and say gang. It's a cult, it's a movement. In the bored humdrum life of Mega City 1, eating has become, or for a time in its history, was a major pastime, leading to eating championships, the most famous eater being 2-Ton Tony Tubbs. They ate cars and stuff like that there. 2-Ton Tony Tubbs weighed in at 2 tons. That's how heavy he was. And they got belly wheels and stuff like that. And of course, during the food shortages and things like that there, they had their own riots, they done raids, they assaulted food trains and stuff like that there. Generally speaking, they're nice people, but starvation, because a lot of them, for the competitions, would take a chemical that induced huge appetite, and they would then go on rampages and eat everything. Everything. So yeah, nice to see that they have stuck about and are still there. Hopefully we will see a few more of those in due course. Mega City 1 would not be complete without the sterling work done by the volunteer army, which is the city defence, or the bunch of mad blockers who get to put on uniforms and play with highly dangerous weapons. Yeah, it seemed like a good idea at the time, I'm sure, and they have proved very useful to the stories in the sandbox world of Mega City 1 as well. So there we go. It's a fairly standard unit. They have a mixture of weapons, so you can get away with giving them pistols, blasters, shotguns, heavier weapons, things like that there. So, you know, it's they can be a number of things. And again, one of our thoughts is that the city defence uniform is probably standard, so we can accept that there's not an awful lot of variation of kit, but they would probably colour them to their blocks, so that's where you're going to have to fun with these. Don't think that this is the colour scheme in our head that the city defence have. I think it's just a case the guy painted these went, go paint them purple. Okay. I really do think, given how mad Mega City 1 is, that blocks would literally sponsor their city defence units, maybe even businesses. That would be class. So yeah, think Dad's army with lasers. Tell you what, let's just detour sideways, because since we're on city defence, let's look at the city defence reinforcements. 3 figures and 5 more game cards. I haven't mentioned the game cards. We'll come back to them at the end, okay? 3 more figures, and you think to yourself, just a box of 3 or a box of 6. You know, what odds? You think that, but no, look. See, they're sneaky. Those Warlord boys, they make you buy things so you get other stuff. They know darn well you're going to have to buy this. That's why it's a reinforcements box. So we've got the missile launcher, which is going to take down pat wagons and vehicles and everything, basically. And we've got a sniper, and we've got somebody with, I think it's an SMG of some description. Suits me as like a commander type figure or something like that, or a lieutenant. So yeah, whatever. But it's nice. We have Joel has painted up a sniper already. I've got to say, it does look the business. Very Imperial Guard as well. Just saying. Got a chance, Acadians. Just as there's the block gang, there's a block gang reinforcement as well. And what do you get in it? You get pretty much the same idea. The nice bit here that sort of tweaks at my heartstrings of emotional memories. The middle one here, okay, does look like a bandolier of grenades, or it's a scrawler. And for those who don't know, that's basically a graffiti artist, okay? So it's Banksy, Mega City 1 style. And in some versions of the game, you could probably score points for scrolling and stuff like that there. Yeah. Ooh, you could do that too. Catch the scrawler, catch the scrawler, catch the scrawler. Ooh, we fit it in the tune. Nearly there. You'll be glad to hear we're nearly there. Dun, dun, dun. Judge Anderson, Side Judge, Ultimate Side Judge. Anyone who's watched the new Dredd movie has a completely weird idea about what Judge Anderson's about. Not the wrong idea, just a weird idea. Cassandra Anderson, a fantastic character in the comics. This is very much the comic book version of her. There she is, standing up in the Lawmaster, gun out, giving it all, or stand there knowing what you're thinking and doing it. And there's some class usage of psi powers in the game as well. and does convey that all very well. Not last, but definitely not least, old Joe Stonyface himself. I mean, this is the one. This is the one figure that if they'd done like 10 different versions, everyone would buy them. You know, in their Doctor Who game, Warlord have like all the versions of the Cybermen in a collection set. Seriously, guys, you need to do a box set that is all the artist versions of Joe Dredd from the very first one to the most recent one. Everyone will buy them. Everyone. Don't let me down. Everyone buy one. Okay, seriously, everyone buy one. Honestly, in this one, this is what you get. That sounds like a letdown. It's not. It is literally just because in my head, as a fan, I think every fan of 2000 AD, every fan of everything, has a thing in their head for when they got into that fandom, the vision of their hero, their character. It's like everyone's got their Sherlock Holmes and all that kind of thing. I've kind of got my Dredd. It's very much the Carlos kind of era Dredd, the very early, very down-to-earth human Dredd. So, you know, that's kind of the picture lurking up on the back wall there behind us. This is lovely. Don't get me wrong. So there's no criticism here. It's just not my Dredd. It's just like, so-and-so is not my doctor. Tom Baker is. But you can kind of see where I'm coming from. It is nice, but wouldn't it be lovely to have a little set that was all the versions of Joe and the Lawmasters? You could call it a special edition collector's set and do them in limited numbers or something. And I'll buy two. We're nearly there. We're nearly done because I'm sure I've waffled on long enough at you. The last thing I want to show you is I'm going to have to bring the camera back for this a little bit. Oh, look at that big pile of stuff. Isn't it good? This is not Warlord. This is heresa. Okay? But it's done for Warlord games by Heresa Precision and specifically for the Judge Dredd game. Okay? This is... I'm going to just basically read the label, aren't I? You can read it yourself. Mega City Habzone scenery set. They say Habzone, it's not a living quarters. These are basically food stalls. Blade Runner, the bit where Deckard goes into his noodles and there's all the little booths around him doing like pizzas and tattoos and things. That's these are. So you could populate the size that the gaming table needs to be for Judge Dredd. You could buy like 2, 3 of these, paint every single one of them up a different way, do a few tweaks, and that would be ample scenery. Typical street scene, because you don't really need to involve your tower blocks. You could have them like cardboard cutouts at the side of your board just to suggest the mega blocks and things like that there. Average kind of street's going to be chock-a-block with this stuff. You also get a couple of kind of laddery sections. I think you can use these standalone, like a walkway or a crossover for a road or something like that there, or you can stick them up in the buildings to give you the opportunity for height, or use them with other buildings. Not really part of it. Nah, I'm not going to show you because it's not part of it. I'll show you in another video. Okay, we've got a factory set as well. We think it'll lend itself to it too. But if you're not familiar with Heresa stuff, it's laser cut MDF, and their stuff is sublime. It's just sublime. It's lovely. Never have built a disappointing Heresa kit. Never have built actually a disappointing MDF kit from pretty much anybody worth the salt. Yeah, well, actually, no, I have. Yeah, take that back. I have built disappointing sets from several places. That's why we probably tend to only talk about 1 or 2 and say things like Heresa, aren't they lovely? And foreground. So there we go. That's pretty much it, kids. Okay, that is the big. Oh, look at the number on the screen because it's on the phone camera thing. That is all the cool stuff that has arrived. There's a few more things, some Warlord, some not, which we will be adding to the projects. But they're not really important right now because that's not why we're here. We're here to celebrate Saturday morning, and that's the best celebration I can give you because obviously I'm not actually here. I'm off doing something else as well. and I was just trying to think what it was I was doing, but I haven't done it yet, and that's why I can't remember. But tomorrow night I will remember what it was that I've done. I suppose I should really know what it is I'm doing, but I forgot now because it's far too late and I still need to edit this. So there we go. That's it. As always, do feel free to subscribe, give us a like, give us a dislike if you really have to, if you want to be mean. I mean, there's enough negativity out there on the internet already without you adding to it. So, you know, positivity and all that. Stiff upper lip, in this together. But do feel obliged. No, don't feel obliged. Well, do. No, but don't. Go on, just hit the subscribe when it comes up. It's not going to kill you. And then nip over to Facebook. There's a link somewhere on the page. Like the page too, because it's not like you've anything else to do. Face it, you've finished your cereal now. You're thinking about a second cup of coffee. The winds are starting to shout at you, and it's time to get your socks on and go out and do stuff. That's what I have to do. Have a lovely night, day, whatever. Have a lovely something. Bye bye.